They picked the wrong house. They picked the wrong family. Yes, they messed with the wrong dad. A dark car, quiet like a shadow, sat at the end of the street. The people inside watched the small house. They were not friendly. They brought danger with them like a bad storm coming. But inside that house, life was happy and warm, especially on Sundays. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and comment where you are watching from, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. The smell of tasty cooking meat filled the air in Arizona. It was a good smell, like a soft blanket. It meant Papa Ricardo was cooking his special carne asada. They called these days Sunday BBQ bliss. It was their special time each week. It was a safe, happy time away from any troubles. Papa Ricardo stood by the grill. He was a big, strong man. He held his cooking tool like a king holds his special stick. He flipped the meat. It made a sizzling sound. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. It was like a song they all knew. Papa called his daughter, Sofia. Her voice was happy and clear, like sunshine. Tell us the chicken story again. Ricardo laughed. His laugh was deep and loud. It made his big chest shake. Which chicken story? He asked. The one about the chicken that crossed the road? Sofia giggled. Yes. The one that tells why. Her little brother, Miguel, also giggled. His face was bright. He wanted to hear the story too. Ricardo made his face look very serious, but his eyes were smiling. He rubbed his mustache. It had some white hairs and some black hairs. He said. Let me think. Why did that chicken cross the road? I know. To get to the silly person's house, he stopped for a moment. His eyes twinkled like little stars. Knock, knock, he said. Sofia and Miguel knew this part. They shouted together, Who's there? Ricardo smiled a big smile. The chicken, he shouted back. Then he laughed and laughed. His laugh was so big and happy that everyone else laughed too. It was a good sound. Inside the house, Mama Elena was humming a soft song. She put bowls of yummy salsa on the table. The tablecloth was bright with many colors. The salsa smelled like fresh cilantro and tomatoes. That smell mixed with the smoky smell from the grill. It all smelled like home. Sofia and Miguel ran and played. They chased each other around a big old cactus in the backyard. Their happy laughs floated in the quiet air. The screen door made a little creaky sound when it opened. Mama Elena came out onto the patio. She wiped her hands on her apron. Ricardo, my dear, she said. Everything smells so good. Is the food almost ready? Ricardo looked at his wife. His eyes were soft and full of love. Just a little bit longer, my love, he said. Are the kids hungry? Mama Elena smiled. Her smile was warm like the sun. Oh yes, she said. They are always hungry. They are like little birds waiting for food. The sun started to go down. It painted the sky with pretty colors like orange and purple. It was very peaceful. But then Ricardo saw it. A black SUV car was stopped at the end of their street. It was not a car from their neighborhood. It looked strange there. Ricardo's happy smile went away. His eyes got small and sharp. He moved a little bit. He stood so he was between his family and the strange car. The air was not full of happy sounds anymore. Now it felt tight and a little scary. Ricardo watched the car. His body was ready for anything. Two men got out of the SUV. Ricardo could not see their faces well because of the shadows. But he knew they were not friendly. He knew they were trouble. The happy Sunday barbecue bliss was about to change. Later, Sofia was watering the roses in the front yard. The water sprayed out of the hose. She saw a black car parked across the street. Its windows were dark like night. The car was not there just a few seconds ago. Mrs. Henderson's old Buick car usually parked there, but not this black car. Sofia looked quickly to the house. Papa was inside. She could hear the sound of a soccer game on the TV. When she looked back at the street, another car was there. It was a silver SUV. Its license plates were from a state far away. Sofia felt a cold, prickly feeling on her skin. Something was wrong. A little ball of worry started to grow in her tummy. She finished watering the flowers, but the worry stayed. That night, the house did not smell like Mama's yummy arroz con pollo. That was the smell of comfort, the smell of every night. But tonight, there was no good smell. Instead, the air in the house felt tight and heavy. Papa was on the phone. He was talking very quietly in Spanish. His voice sounded urgent and worried. He stood by the window. He was looking out through the blinds. Sofia could not understand all his words, but she knew they were serious words. Mama Elena was not watching her TV show tonight. She was watching Papa. Her face had a little line of worry between her eyes. She saw Sofia looking. Mama gave Sofia a tiny little headshake. It was a secret message. It meant, be quiet, don't ask. When Papa hung up the phone, he kept looking out the window. Mama asked him softly, is everything okay, Ricardo? She was putting forks and spoons on the table. Papa turned around. He tried to smile, but his smile did not look real. It did not make his eyes happy. Yes, my love, he said. It was just about work. He ran his hand through his hair. It was already messy. Sofia did not believe him. Work did not make Papa act like this. Work was not secret and quiet in a dark room. She thought about the cars again. The black car. The silver SUV from far away. Later, Sofia was helping Mama wash the dishes. She decided to ask. Mama, she said, did you see those cars on our street today? Mama's hands stopped moving. She looked at Sofia. Her face showed worry. Maybe it also showed fear. Yes, Mija, Mama said. I saw them. Sofia kept talking carefully. Papa seems not like himself, she said. Mama let out a long, soft sigh. He is just stressed, Sofia, she said. Don't worry about it. But Mama's eyes told a different story. Her eyes said there were secret things. Her eyes said there were quiet, worried talks. Sofia felt like there was a big secret. She was not sure she wanted to know what it was. The next day, the garage smelled like old metal and cutwood. Sofia coughed a little. Papa's big toolbox was open on his workbench. It was full of tools, all mixed up. There were wrenches and screwdrivers. There were rolls of black tape. Papa had been very quiet all day. He was working on his old Ford pickup truck. His face looked serious. He seemed to be thinking hard. Sofia thought maybe fixing the truck would help him feel better. She wanted to help him. So, she started to clean up his toolbox. She put the tools in their right places. She found something under a pile of dirty rags. It was cold and smooth. It was a coin. It was made of silver, but it was old and dark. It was not like any coin Sofia had ever seen before. On one side, there was a picture of a man. He looked serious. He had a big mustache. On the other side, there was a picture of an eagle. The eagle was sitting on a cactus. It was eating a snake. The pictures on the coin were made very carefully. They looked almost real. Sofia felt like she had to keep looking at them. Papa? She called out. She held up the coin. What is this coin? Ricardo turned around. When he saw the coin, his eyes looked hard for a moment. Then they became soft and gentle again, like usual. He wiped his greasy hands on a cloth. He walked over to Sofia. Oh, that old thing, he said. He reached out to take it. But Sofia pulled her hand back just a little. It's pretty, she said. Where did you get it? Papa stopped for a second. His eyes showed a strange feeling, but it went away quickly. It's just something to remember things by, Mija, he said. It was from my grandfather. He tried to laugh. But his laugh sounded empty, not like his real happy laugh. It's probably not worth any money now, he said. Sofia looked closely at Papa's face. He was not looking into her eyes. Sofia knew something was wrong. Papa was usually not like this. He usually told her everything. Can I keep it? Sofia asked. She wanted to see what he would say. Papa just shrugged his shoulders. Sure, he said. But it won't buy you any candy. He turned back to his truck. He moved like he was stiff. Sofia put the coin in her pocket. She had a strange feeling in her tummy. The silver coin felt cool in her hand. It felt heavy. It was like the coin had a secret to tell. Sofia knew her papa. He did not usually keep old things just to remember. Why did he keep this coin? Why was it hidden in his toolbox? And why was he acting so strange about it? The picture of the eagle and the snake stayed in Sofia's mind. It was not just a pretty picture. It felt important. It felt like a sign, a key to a secret. A secret about Papa's past. Sofia decided she would find out the secret of the silver coin. That night, a loud thud woke Ricardo up. It sounded like someone hitting something hard with a shovel. Ricardo was wide awake in a second. All his senses were alert. Sofia was sleeping next to him. She mumbled something in her sleep. Ricardo gently touched her back. It was a silent way to tell her he was there. Stay still, he whispered very softly. She was mostly asleep anyway. The knocking sound came again, but this time it was much louder. It sounded like someone was hitting the door very hard, again and again. The old wood of the house shook with each hit. Police! Open the door, a man's voice shouted. The voice sounded mean. The man did not speak like people from around there. Ricardo moved very fast. He felt a rush of energy, like his blood was moving super fast. He grabbed the iron poker. It was long and heavy. It felt cold in his hand. It was a familiar feeling, a comforting feeling. Sofia sat up in bed. Her eyes were big and round in the dark room. "Papa, what's happening?" she asked. Ricardo did not answer. He was focused. He was listening very carefully. A crack appeared on the door. It looked like a long snake. The door was breaking from all the hitting. Now there were more voices outside. Many men were shouting in Spanish. Their voices were rough. They were saying mean things, threatening things. Ricardo pulled Sofia behind him. He used his body to protect her. Suddenly, a very bright light shot into the room. The door broke open with a loud crash. Wood splintered and flew. In the doorway, lit up by the harsh headlights of a car, stood 3 men. They were big and looked dangerous. Each one was holding a big gun, an automatic weapon. "Ricardo Gonzalez!" shouted the man in the front. He stepped into the house. A baseball cap covered his face in shadow. "We know you are in there. If you help us, maybe the girl will not get hurt." More dark shapes of men appeared in the yard outside. They were all around the house. Ricardo felt a cold, strong anger rise up inside him. It pushed away his fear. He had tried to escape his past. He had tried to hide. But his past had found him. "Papa," Sofia whispered. Her voice was small and scared. Her little hand held onto his leg very tightly. Ricardo squeezed her hand back. He wanted to tell her it was okay. "It's all right, Mija," he whispered. His voice was calm, like a safe place in a big storm. He had wanted a different life for Sofia. A life with no fighting, no scary things. But these men had brought darkness to his home, his safe place. Now he would have to show them who he really was. The normal, everyday father was gone. Someone else was there now. Someone strong, fast, and dangerous. Someone ready to fight. The man with the gun pressed it harder against Papa's head. The metal felt cold. Isabella Rodriguez, the one they called La Jefa, the boss, watched them. Her face looked like she was enjoying this. It was a cruel look. "Do you have any last words, old man?" she said with a sneer. Papa blinked his eyes. For a tiny second, Sofia saw a strange look in his eyes. Then he moved. He moved so fast. It was faster than anyone his age should move. 1 second the gun was at his head. The next second, Papa's hand shot up. He grabbed the wrist of the man holding the gun. He twisted the man's wrist very hard. The gun fell out of the man's hand. It made a loud clatter when it hit the tile floor. Sofia gasped. She put her hand over her mouth. Miguel was standing right behind her. He was frozen. His eyes were wide open. They had never ever seen Papa move like that. La Jefa's amused look disappeared. Her face turned angry. She looked like a wild animal. "Kill him," she shouted to her other men. The other 2 men rushed forward to attack Papa. Papa did not wait. He hit the first man, the one who dropped the gun, very hard in the throat. The man fell down, choking. The second man swung a big knife, a machete. But Papa was too quick. He ducked under the sharp blade. His body moved smoothly, like a dancer. He grabbed the attacker's arm. He used the man's own swinging movement to pull him off balance. The man crashed into a big ceramic flower pot. The pot broke into many pieces. Dirt and broken bits scattered everywhere. The third man was bigger than the others. He charged at Papa, yelling a loud, angry roar. Papa stepped to the side very quickly. He was like a blur. He kicked the big man hard on the knee. The man fell down, crying out in pain. Sofia watched. She could not believe her eyes. This was not her Papa. This was not the Papa who fixed broken sinks and told stories before bed. This was a fighter. A warrior. He moved with a deadly grace. Every hit was perfectly aimed. Every move was meant to stop the enemy. The air was filled with the sounds of fighting, grunts, breaking things, and scared cries. La Jefa had been surprised for a moment, but now she looked angry again. She pulled a small, shiny silver pistol out of her purse. "No more games," she hissed. She aimed the pistol at Papa. But before she could shoot, Sofia did something. She quickly grabbed a handful of small stones from a flower bed nearby. She threw the stones hard at La Jefa's face. The stones hit La Jefa and stung her. It surprised her for a second. Her hand moved and the gun was not aimed at Papa anymore. Papa saw his chance. He jumped forward. He tackled La Jefa, knocking her to the ground. The silver pistol flew out of her hand and slid across the floor. They started to fight hard on the ground. La Jefa was scratching and spitting. Papa held onto her tightly. Miguel was not frozen anymore. He moved carefully around the fight. He was looking for a way to help Papa. The smell of crushed plants from the broken flower pot mixed with the sharp, metallic smell of a little blood. A little while later, after the first big fight, Isabella La Jefa was standing in their living room. She looked very angry. Her nice shoes were sinking a little into a pile of colorful marbles that Miguel had dropped. Ricardo's jaw was tight. He stood straight, trying to be a shield between Isabella and his family. "The pretend game is over now, Ricardo," Isabella said. Her voice was sharp like broken glass. She looked from Mama Elena to Sofia, and then her eyes stayed on Papa. "I don't know what you are talking about," Papa said. Isabella laughed a cold, hard laugh. It made Sofia's skin feel prickly. "Don't try to fool me," Isabella said. "We both know why I am here. I want El Serpiente's bounty." "Where is it?" Mama Elena gasped. Her hand went to her throat. "Bounty?" she said. "Ricardo, what is she talking about? What bounty?" Papa did not look at Mama. He kept his eyes on Isabella. "I don't have anything like that," he said. Isabella's smile went away. Her face looked like it was made of hard steel. "You make me sad, Ricardo," she said. "I hoped you would help me. But you were always stubborn." She snapped her fingers. Two of her men moved. Their hands were close to their guns. "Maybe I need to show you what happens when you don't help me?" Isabella said. "No!" Mama Elena cried out. She stepped forward. "Please, don't hurt anyone. We are simple people. We don't have any treasure." Her voice was shaking. She sounded very scared. "If Ricardo had something like that, we would give it to you. Just please leave my family alone." "Please don't hurt them." Isabella's face did not change. She did not seem to care about Mama's words. "Your words are sweet, lady," Isabella said. "But they don't help. Your husband made a big mistake a long time ago. He needs to fix that mistake now." She waved her hand at Mama. "Get out of the way," she said. "This is about Ricardo and me." Papa's voice got very low. It sounded dangerous, like a growl. "Keep my family out of this," he said. "Then tell me where it is," Isabella shot back. Her voice was cold like ice. "El Serpiente trusted you with something very valuable. Something that should be ours. You owe us a debt, Ricardo. And debts always get paid." Sofia felt sick to her stomach. The air in the room was thick with danger. This was not just a small problem. It was something big and dark from Papa's past. Sofia looked at Papa. She wanted him to tell her it was okay. But his face was like a stone wall. His secrets were locked up tight inside him. Sofia suddenly understood. She thought about the coin again, the one from Papa's toolbox. The picture on it, the eagle and the snake, or maybe it was a jaguar she had seen. It looked like the faded tattoo she saw on Papa's arm one time when they went to the beach. And she remembered stories her abuela, her grandma, used to tell. Stories about a secret treasure hidden by their family a long, long time ago. This coin was not just any old coin. It was a key. Fear rushed through her, but she pushed it down. She had to be strong. She had to protect the coin and protect her family. She had the coin in her backpack. She quickly slipped it deep inside the lining into a secret pocket. Suddenly, there was a loud crash downstairs. It was Isabella's voice, sharp and angry. "Ricardo, stop playing games. Where is it?" Papa knew they had to hide. He looked at Sofia and Miguel. "Come on," he hissed. He pulled them towards the back door. "We have to go." Now outside, the air was hot and sticky. Papa always took good care of the backyard. He especially took care of the big barbecue grill. Now Sofia understood why. Papa pulled hard at the bottom of the grill. A rusty metal door was hidden underneath it. It was the door to the storm cellar. "Hurry," Papa said. His eyes were looking all around. He was nervous. He lifted the heavy metal door. A smell came out of the cellar. It smelled like wet dirt and old things. Sofia pushed Miguel into the dark hole. Then she jumped in. Papa followed her. He pulled the heavy door shut with a loud clang. They were in almost complete darkness. They heard Isabella scream from the house. It was an angry, scary sound. It reminded them of the danger they had just escaped. The air in the cellar was thick. It smelled like damp earth and things that had been forgotten for a long time. Sofia shivered even though it was not cold. Papa was standing near the far wall. His hands, rough from work, were feeling the bricks. He found a loose brick. He pulled it out. Behind the brick, there was a small metal box. "This," Papa said, his voice sounding hoarse, "this box will help you understand why those people are after us." He opened the box. Inside, there was another silver coin, tarnished and old, and a piece of paper that was folded up. It was old parchment paper. Sofia moved closer. She held her breath. "What is it, Papa?" she asked. Papa carefully unfolded the paper. It was a map. The map was faded and old. "I was not always just a mechanic, Sofia," Papa said. "Before you were born, my life was very different. I was a soldier. I was in the special forces." He looked very serious. "We were sent on a special mission. We had to go deep into the jungle. We had to find stolen old treasures. Treasures that bad people had taken from ancient places. Did you find them?" Sofia asked. Papa nodded. His face was grim. "Yes, we found them," he said. "But some of the men in my group, they decided the treasure was too much money. They wanted to keep it for themselves." He stopped talking for a moment. His eyes looked hard and angry. "I could not let them do that," he said. "I stopped them. But then the treasure disappeared. Everyone thought it was lost or destroyed. But I knew one of them must have hidden it before I caught them. I looked for it for many years." He held up the silver coin from the box. "This coin is a key," he said. "I think there are many keys. I found this coin a long time ago. It was with the things of one of the men I caught. This coin led me to this map." Just then a loud crash came from upstairs from the house. Sofia gasped. "They found us. They're here." Papa's eyes flashed with a fighting spirit. "It looks like Isabella doesn't want to wait anymore," he said. He grabbed a heavy wrench that was on a shelf nearby. "Stay here, Sofia," he said. "I will take care of them." "No, Papa," Sofia said. "I want to help you." She grabbed an old, rusty pipe from the floor. She held it tightly in her hands. Suddenly, the cellar door broke open with a loud splintering sound. Two men dressed in black stood in the doorway. They looked like shadows. Isabella stepped out from behind them. A cruel smile was on her face. Well, Ricardo," she said. "It's so nice to see you down here. Did you have a good time thinking about your past?" Her eyes moved to Sofia. Then she looked at the map in Papa's hand. "It looks like you found what you were looking for," Isabella said. "Now, give it to me. Or maybe your pretty little daughter will have to pay for your old mistakes." The cellar smelled bad, like wet dirt and fear. Isabella stood in the dim yellow light from a single light bulb. She held a rusty pipe wrench like it was a queen's special staff. "So, Ricardo," she sneered. The metal of the wrench shined a little in the light. "You didn't like the quiet life, did you? You should have stayed hidden." Papa did not even blink. Sofia was behind him with Miguel. She felt a strong wish to protect her Papa. He used to seem like just a normal dad. But the look in his eyes now was strong like steel. It was not ordinary at all. "This fight ends now, Isabella," Papa said. His voice was low and rough. Sofia had never heard him talk like that before. "Ends?" Isabella said with a laugh. "It's just starting." She pointed to her men. They were big dark shadows against the stone walls of the cellar. "Boys," she said, "show him what happens when someone makes La Jefa angry." That was the moment for Sofia to act. She grabbed Miguel's hand. "Now," she whispered quickly. They ran behind a tall stack of old, dusty wine racks. They pushed the racks hard and they fell over with a loud crash. Bottles broke. Wine spilled out. It made a strong, earthy smell that mixed with the damp smell of the cellar. The bad guys, the goons, were surprised for a moment. They turned to look at the noise and mess. "Stupid kids!" Isabella shouted. But their trick had worked. It gave Papa a chance. Papa moved forward very fast. He was like a blur. He moved quicker than his age should let him. He disarmed one of Isabella's men with a fast kick to the man's wrist. The man yelled in pain and held his hurt hand. Isabella swung the big wrench at Papa. But Papa dodged out of the way. He grabbed her arm. They started to fight hard. The sound of metal hitting metal clanged loudly in the small cellar. Sofia and Miguel watched. Their hearts were beating very fast. Papa wrestled the wrench away from Isabella. But he did not hit her with it. Instead, he used the wrench to pin her against the wall. Her face was twisted with anger. "It's over, Isabella," Papa said again. His voice was tight. He was very angry, but he was in control. "The police are coming," Isabella spat at him. She was full of hate. "They won't get here in time to save you," she yelled. But she was wrong. Far away, they heard the sound of sirens. The sound got louder and louder. It was coming closer. A moment later, the cellar door burst open again. This time, it was flooded with bright light. Police officers in uniforms rushed in. They had their guns out. "Police! Everybody get on the ground," one shouted. The other cartel members, the ones still standing, saw that they were outnumbered. They gave up. They did not fight anymore. Isabella was still pinned against the wall by Papa. She stared at him. Her eyes were burning with hate. As the police officers put handcuffs on her, she spat out her words, "This is not the end, Ricardo. It's not over yet." Papa did not say anything back to her. He just looked at Sofia and Miguel. He pulled them close to him in a big hug. The police sirens wailed outside. It was like a song of relief in the dark night. The terrible nightmare was finally over. The family was safe. Papa had protected them. They had worked together. They hoped it was truly over. Things would be different now that they knew Papa's secret past. But they were together and they were strong. Ricardo looked at his children, and then at Elena, who was now being helped by an officer into the cellar. His heart was full. They were safe. That was all that mattered. His past had come back, but his family's love had given him the strength of a lion. They were indeed the Gonzalez team, and they had won.